It is Saturday, July 13th, time for Saturday morning cartoons. And we're sort of X-rated today for, well, maybe not X, but for Saturday morning cartoons because part of the title is The 10 and the Princess of Discs Are Screwed. Now, getting ready for a new Monday night class series. We sort of finished up in a few weeks on Enochian, and now we're going to talk about the Thoth Tarot. Just every Monday night here in Sacramento for a while, till we get bored of it, I guess. But so I'm getting ready, and I'm reviewing my notes from a series of classes I did for Robert Anton Wilson's maybe Logic Academy a number of years ago, and so I'm revisiting some of the material that I threw together for that, and I ran across a pretty concise little thing concerning the Princess of Disc being screwed. Okay, and I hope you will forgive me if, as usual, I'm a little scattered, but I'm going to show you this first of all, just as a reminder. If we'd take the small cards of the tarot, now the small cards would be the ace through 10 of the four suits, okay? And if you would put them in a little tree of life order, one on top of each other, it looks sort of like that. Okay, now the aces, the number ones, the kether on the tree of life of each of those, the aces aren't technically small cards. It's the 2s through 10s that are of each suit that are the small cards. So there's actually 36 small cards, and those just generally represent or are represented by the 36 decans or 10-degree periods of the zodiac. And each of those 36 decans in the tarot world, each of those decans are assigned a planetary attribute also. Starting at 0 degrees Leo, which is the old Chaldean astrology start of the year, they just go down tree of life order. So a repeating pattern. Okay, there's a repeat of Mars at the end of the solar year, but that's another thing. So in other words, each of those Sephiroth, 2 through 9s, also has a planetary attribute. Not only that, but it winds up in a zodiac sign too, because there's 3 decans in each zodiac sign. So each of those 36 Sephiroth has a zodiac sign and a planet assigned to it too. And just to give it all away, spoiler alert, the 10 of discs, the lowest of the low thing right there, ends up with Virgo and the planet Mercury. Mercury in Virgo. Now, why is that going to be so important? Well, that's because it's that card right there. There's the Mercury in Virgo. That's the lowest of the low. Now, there's a court card equivalent to that, okay? And that's the Princess. Princess is the Earth sub-element of the family, and discs is the Earth, or the lowest of the suits. So just like the princess, she's got nowhere lower to go in the court card family world, and there's nowhere lower to go from the 10 of discs. And as you can see, that's sort of like a tree of life there. Crowley had Harris make sort of a tree of life, but that bottom one looks like it's all swollen up, like it's like a tree of life with constipation. Okay, so everything's building up down there. It's bloated. You can't Ten disc can't fit in its clothes anymore, and it feels sluggish all day. Okay. I asked the people that, or the students of maybe Logic Academy class, to write down 3 sentences at the very beginning of this, okay? Just to put it down in their notebook to remember for later. Because this whole discussion of the 10 of discs and the princess of discs is in a sense, the supreme secret of creation itself. Okay, and but there's 3 things I wanted everybody to write down, and this is a quote from Crowley, and I quote Crowley in my book, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, a lot. So that was a textbook for this maybe Logic Academy class. But the first thing I wanted the students to write down was, compare the 10 of discs, the general doctrine that the climax of the descent of matter, the climax of the descent into matter is the signal for the redintegration by spirit. Now, redintegration is not reintegration, it's redintegration, and it's kind of an archaic word, which means a return to the former estate. So if this 10 right there is the climax of the descent into matter, it signals the redintegration to the former estate. In other words, it jumpstarts the whole thing again. Tarot terms, it signals the return to the Ace of Wands, and the whole process repeats itself. That's the one thing I wanted you to write down. The second thing is, it is the formula of the princess and the mode of fulfillment of the great work, which it's the formula of the princess and the fulfillment of the great work. In Crowley's ritual of the hexagram, he goes mother, father, or father, mother, one God, Ararata. Mother, son, one God, Ararata. Son, daughter, one God, Ararata. And then daughter, father, one God, Ararata. And the whole thing repeats itself. Snake with its tail in its mouth. It's the mode of fulfillment of the great work. Otherwise, in another place, Crowley says the formula of that mode of fulfillment is Mercury, Earth, and the sun. Okay. Mercury, Earth, And the sun. Where's the sun symbol? Okay. See all these other Mercury symbols. Where's the sun symbol? Oh, there it is. The hexagram, sun in the hexagram. And it's in the Sephiroth, the eighth Sephiroth of Mercury. Okay, that's the cartoon portion portion of the lesson today. Okay, I'm not going to get it. Well, first of all, the discs are the material world, or ASEA. It's the environment of consciousness that's manifests as matter and material objects. The swords is the world of the intellect, or Yetzirah, the environment of consciousness wherein dwells mental images and patterns. And the cups are the creative world, or Braya, the environment of consciousness that creates profound and universal concepts, just general thing. If discs was a chair, swords was the idea of the chair, cups would be the idea of getting off your ass in general. And wands are the archetypal world, the highest, most universal aspect of consciousness. That's where the singularity is. And that's an environment where the root of what chairs are, in other words, just the concept of rest is. Okay. Every aspect of existence and being has its proper place within this fourfold structure. If we want to get biblical sounding about all of this, we could personify these as ascending and descending divisions of energies, forces in consciousness as celestial personages, such as seraphim, cherubim, archangels, angels, and finally, us. As a matter of fact, that's just what Kabbalistic magicians do. One needn't be a card-carrying magician to respect and appreciate the simplicity and elegance of this particular way of looking at things, and how clearly it is expressed in tarot. So, I ask everybody to take out their small cards and make that stacking of the tree of life, 4 trees of life. Take a good, and when you do that, especially with the Thoth Tarot or Tarot Ceremonial Magic or any good Golden Dawn tarot deck, you can see the descent of light, even the degeneration of light from the brilliance all the way to the fragmented and corrupted colors of the lower aspects of the tree. Take a good look at the layout on the cards and notice how the 2s and 3s are almost sublimely cool, and the 5s and the 8s and the 4s and the 7 run the risk of being real clinkers because of their unbalanced position in their respective trees. Notice how the 6s, okay, are almost universally wonderful, and so are most of the 9s. But notice especially all the 10s. All but the 10 of discs, wealth, are difficult cards. It's almost like the world of those 3 higher worlds. When their world hits the bottom, it just screams, I don't want to lose myself. I don't want to lose my oneness. Relax. You'll be an Ace of Cups. And the 10 of Cups goes, I don't want to lose my cupsness. It's just, no. Relax. You'll be an Ace of Swords. See what I mean? Okay. Now, if you imagine, if you will, that the cards literally spring one to another in a tumbling cascade of descending light. The Ace of Wands is at the very top. It's the source, the pure light of supreme consciousness. It is the ultimate reality beyond all realities. But as the pure light appears to descend the ladder of the Tree of Wands, it becomes more obscured, as if passing through optical filters. And the light frequency slows down step by step by step until we find the poor Ten of Wands trodden down by the momentum of ever diminishing light. The Ten of Wands feels like its title, oppression. If it could, the Ten of Wands would stop the descent of matter right here and imprison the light before it abandons the world of wands. But the remaining light does escape the Ten of Wands in the world of wands, and it finds a bright welcome in the world of cups, the world that thrives on joyfully receiving light as much as the world of wands delighted on projecting it. By the time the light is filtered down to the Ten of Cups, the world of cups is gloriously full, and in its bloated satiety, that's what Crowley calls the Ten of Cups, satiety, spills the remaining light onto the head of the Ace of Swords. How dull the pure light becomes by the time it passes through the gate of the world of swords, so much so that each level of the suit of the individual cards attempt to capture and shunt the light into conduits of energy and mold it into shapes and patterns and ideas. As if the illimitable light could be analyzed, defined, and trapped in form. But the Yetzirah, the Ruach, the world of the mind, it attempts to, I tell you. The death throes of the Ten of Swords is even more tragic than that of the Ten of Wands. But at least the light has somewhere to go when it leaves the suit of swords. The light slows and crystallizes in the suit of discs. Literally, E equals mc squared, and becomes the darkness of matter. Of course, it looks to all of us whose consciousness is rooted in this world, it looks like us to be the light of creation itself. The tapestry of earthly life plays out on the tree of life of earth until the climax of the descent into matter. And it reaches the nadir of the ladder of creation, the Ten of Discs. The Ten of Discs is the bottom of the small card barrel. There is nowhere for the dark, broken dregs of the pristine light to go from there. No lower number than 10, no suit lower than earth. It's the last daisy in the universal daisy chain. Now, in the book, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, I liken it to cosmic constipation because I'm a vulgar man. But it's an accurate term of its predicament. But is it an unhappy card? Just look at it. The Tree of Life is made of coins. And the last coin, Malkuth, is the biggest, fattest coin of all. The Ten of Discs is happy because it's the lowest of the low, the climax of the descent into matter. The 10 holds the secret of the redintegration by spirit. The secret of returning the universe and ourselves to the former estate. Back in an earlier lesson, this is in maybe Logic Academy, when I discussed the Hermit card, okay, I quoted Crowley, Virgo, and remember, the assignment of the Ten of Discs is Mercury in Virgo. Okay, so Ten of Discs is a Virgo card. But I digress. Virgo represents the lowest, most receptive. This is a Crowley quote. Virgo represents the lowest, most receptive, most feminine form of Earth. And it forms a crust over Hades. Yet, not only is Virgo ruled by Mercury, but Mercury is exalted therein. So not only is Virgo happy to play host to Mercury, but Mercury is ecstatic to be in Virgo. Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is exalted in Virgo. Compare the Ten of Discs to the general, this is Crowley, compare the Ten of Discs, the general doctrine that the climax of the descent into matter is the signal for the redintegration by spirit. It is the formula of the princess, the mode of fulfillment of the great work, and Mercury, Earth, and the Sun are the three cosmic players responsible for creating that mode of fulfillment of the great work. Do you see what's conspiring and bubbling away in the Ten of Discs? The three sentences describe nothing less than the secret inner processes of creation. Not only the creation of human life, but the creation of consciousness and being. They come together in the last and lowest card of the tarot, the Ten of Discs. And Crowley calls this card the hieroglyph of the cycle of regeneration. I tell the story in Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, how the Ten of Discs literally jumpstart the cycle of regeneration. In other words, how the Ten of Discs creates from itself the Ace of Wands and starts the process of creation all over again. Mercury and Earth. Hermes, penetrating the crust over Hades, to rescue Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, to regenerate life on earth with the yearly return of the sun. Ten of Discs equals Mercury in Virgo, the lowest and most receptive, most feminine form of earth. It is no coincidence that the allotment of planets to the small cards is arranged so as to allot Mercury in the last decan of Virgo. And as I point out in the book, the true secret fertilizing ingredient in this most special small card recipes is the ingredient that is not apparent to the uninitiated. It is the sun. The sun carried as the lamp in the Virgo hermit's hand. Hand equals Yod, and Yod equals sperm. The 10 of discs, the Earth, in its lowest, most receptive, most feminine form, is screwed by Hermes Mercury, whose wand is a conduit, a hollow tube carrying the fire of the sun. Mercury may penetrate, but the sun fertilizes, and life begins anew. And the story is there for those with eyes to see in the painted cardstock of the Thoth Tarot. And I won't go into everything, but this card is a complete invocation of Mercury, with one exception. Frida Harris put what she considered, and most of them are pretty correct, a Mercury symbol. There's alchemical Mercury, planetary Mercury, okay, bet Mercury. Okay, that's a Hebrew pa, which is a bee, which she thought. There's the Archangel Raphael. There's a eightfold mercurial star. Okay, everything she thought was a mercurial symbol, she put in 9 of the 10, except in the sphere of Mercury itself. And she put the macrocosmic sun. Okay, the hexagram is the only non-mercurial symbol in that whole thing, as if to fertilize the Orphic egg of creation with the sun itself. The climax of the descent into matter signifies redintegration by spirit. And that's Saturday morning cartoons. We'll see you tomorrow for Sunday school, I hope. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.